Hello, everybody. Melissa Simonson here, and welcome to Amaze on Stream, Eva.Guru's podcast. I want to take a special moment to introduce you guys to a very special guest today. His name is Tarik. He is the CEO and co-founder at M19. He has 6 years of experience in ad tech, and with that, Tarik has a track record of delivering complex database solutions. He has extensive technical experience in both startups and large companies. And he's passionate about using technology to solve challenging business problems, building world-class AI tools. M19, the company he co-founded and is currently CEO at, is an AI for commerce technology that enables sellers and or vendors to control and accelerate their Amazon sales. So excited to learn more about that and about you, Tarik. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Hello, Melissa. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to dive right in. And first, before we learn about M19, I really want to know more about you. Can you tell me, in terms of entrepreneurship, did you always know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So from my early age, or what I can remember, I was always trying to build and sell things myself. So I was at the same time this geeky boy who loves just playing with toys, like taking everything out in, and at the same time trying to find always the best deals to buy stuff from somewhere and to sell it on other places. So this combination between geek engineering and sales at the same time and doing business was there from when I was 7 years or 8 years old. So yeah, wow. I was pretty sure that this was the track I needed to go in.
So it was very natural for you because you started off that way as a child, it sounds like.
Yeah, and it was really funny because at age, I think 10, I was almost independent through just buying and selling things, creating
At age 10?
Yeah, at age 10, I used to buy and sell things, and I had some pocket money with that
Wow.
enabled me to buy whatever I wanted, like toys or candies or whatever. So I managed to have some. It was not big money, but enough to buy.
Yeah,
small
I mean,
stuff.
for 10, when you're 10 years old, $20 sounds like a lot. I remember looking at this comedy show that Jerry Seinfeld did, and he was talking about, when you're a kid, you don't pat your pockets looking for your keys or your wallet or anything like that, because anything that you own, everything you possess is in your hands. So if it's not there, you don't have it. So at 10 years old, that's very impressive. What about your parents? Were they also entrepreneurs? Is that how you got into it?
Yeah, so my father is an entrepreneur. He built his company and now he sold it. But my mother is a journalist. She was more a literature lady, writing articles and everything. Right. So I had both in house, a business guy and a more corporate lady.
Oh, that's amazing. So tell me how that sense of entrepreneurship and wanting to have your own thing and be in charge, it sounds like, of your own finances and your future, how did that transition to where you began creating M19? So tell me the path that kind of led you in that direction.
So the path is very interesting because when I was in high school, I studied mainly math, I have a scientific curriculum. I studied math, physics, and chemistry. I had a scientific baccalaureate. When you have good grades, the best path everybody is pushing you to is the engineering path, and it was good because this is something I love to do. So I said, okay, I did the engineering school, and after engineering school, I did it here in France, where I studied computer science and machine learning. After that, there was a very short list of very hype companies. We had Google here in France, that was Credeo. It's an ad tech company, and a bunch of other companies. They were at that time 2 or 3 that were very hype because they were small, growing super fast, paying very great salaries and getting the best of the best people. So you
Mm.
want to go there because like the atmosphere is great. It's like Google, you have everything free, you have freedom, you can learn, you are with smart people, you have great salaries, and the topic is interesting. So I did it. Yeah, again, it was like just I was following because I had this opportunity. I had interviews. It was pretty fast. So I landed in this company that is called Criteo. By the way, it's a very great company. Now it's in the Nasdaq. It's listed in the Nasdaq, and it was so great that I didn't feel and see time goes. Like I spent 6 or 7 years there in R&D. Like I did different I worked on different subjects and with different teams, which was like super great. And it's there where I met my CTO, Pascal. And we worked on a project that was mainly optimizing ads on Google. And Criteo at that time, they decided to stop this project. And we were frustrated because we saw that the project is really great. The tech that was built was super great. We know how to do it. You said, okay, so maybe this is the time for us to go and do self things ourselves. So we decided to move out from the company and to kind of redo and adapt this thing that Criteo decided to stop. While doing this move, we said, okay, maybe it's not the right place to do it. Like it's not Google as the right place to do it. Amazon is getting a lot of traction. Amazon advertising is growing like crazy. There are more and more demand on Amazon. So maybe let's adapt it on Amazon. There is way less competition and much more things to do. And this is how our journey started 3 years ago. It went from just a frustration of a project that has been stopped, that was about Google. Say, okay, let's leave, let's do it. Say, okay, oh no, let's do it maybe on Amazon. There's great opportunity, and it started that way.
That's quite a journey. That's an amazing story. And I find, I don't know if you agree with this, it seems like a lot of things that end up really successful, things that that you end up seeing later or get much bigger than you ever thought, are things that sort of arise out of need. You saw a need, or you evolved an existing idea into something that made more sense given the current times. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly. So I would even add to that, it's either a need or and a frustration. So
Yeah.
at the real beginning, it started with a frustration. We saw that there was a need on the market. We had something working. We saw the need, and it has been stopped. So the frustration
Mm.
made us go out and do it. And then when we started doing it, and we had very fast something that was ready to be used. At the beginning, we built only the backend technology, and we said, okay, let's now sell it directly to big players or agencies. And we say, okay, they were not able to integrate this advanced technology. We say, okay, maybe the right need is not only the technology, but they need also the platform that will enable
Mm.
them in an easy way to access this advanced technology. And here, yeah, you are right. The need was clear, and it was also a need that was blocking us from selling this technology.
Mhm.
And this is how we started not only building the heavy technical part behind the scene, but also this interface and platform to ease the use and make it accessible to non-expert people to have an expert way of managing and optimizing Amazon advertising. So we completely agree with you.
So, I mean, I guess that takes us up to where you're at now, right? This is where you have decided you're co-founding M19. You have this idea, you're going to evolve, something existing into something better. Tell me, let's pretend for a moment I am someone who needs things at a fifth grade level for advertising.
Okay.
We'll say that's not true, wink. But let's say for anyone, I think that advertising actually, and PPC especially, can be very overwhelming topics for people.
Yeah.
And I think there's pressure on sellers especially to understand everything about PPC and be an expert. But then there's also this other pressure, like, don't work on your business, don't work in your business, work on your business. And so you're like, what should I delegate? What should I be expert at? And do I need to be an expert if I'm going to delegate it? Because there should be some level of understanding for things that you're giving as tasks. Otherwise, you don't know if they're performing them well. What's your thoughts on that?
So my thought is PPC is something that is so big now that any business owner or FBA owner cannot neglect. So they have to have a minimum knowledge about it and about how it works, because it represents between, depending on the accounts, between 5 to 30% of total revenue or total sales on your Amazon account will be paid in advertising, which is massive. Like, it's a big chunk of money from your account that will be paid to advertising. So you need to understand a minimum why you are doing this and how it works to be able to assess if it's done right, and if you are doing it with the right partners. Either you are doing it internally, you have a VA or whatever, you have an agency, or you are just yourself using a tool. So since it's so big in terms of cost and money, you need to understand it. You don't need to, in my opinion, especially for someone that is making more than 500,000 a year in sales. If you are smaller, you can still manage, you can still be able to manage it maybe yourself, and spend time and on it to optimize, and also to be aware, because it's evolving a lot over time. Competition is evolving. The features that Amazon is releasing also are evolving all the time. And there are so many ways of doing it that you need to understand how it's done in order to have something that you can put in place and you can maintain. Because it's easy to come up with some crazy strategies, or just go take some ideas or SOPs and put things in place. But
Mhm.
if you are not able to maintain what you do, put what you do in your PPC over time, it's really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because what you do today, in 3 months you forget what you have done, and you can implement stuff that can be in competition with what you did before,
Mhm.
and you end up in a situation that is not optimal for your account. So my thought there is, as long as the account is not very big, like smaller than 500,000 a year, in my opinion, someone that has a minimum of analytical mind can still manage it, or at least for a couple of
Oversee.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if when you are starting to spend more than 5K a month in advertising, in my opinion, you should have someone uh, either in-house or an agency using a tool or without a tool, but you need some external help, because
Right.
there's so many asins, or even if you have a small category, there are so many keywords and so many competitors to target, and the bidding options are so different that it needs to be done right. And we cannot afford anymore, with the competition in place, with all the aggregator, with all the corporate brands that are bidding so aggressive, we cannot afford to have like not well optimized and structured advertising, because the market now is harder.
That is so well said. And I actually even understood that. So yay. Thank you for, putting it down at a fifth grade level for me. I think the intimidating part of PPC often is just knowing the amount of money that you're spending on it. And that increases the risk. And depending on your risk tolerance, that's sometimes untenable. So I think having someone that is in charge of these things, someone who knows what they're doing, and you're going to get a return on that investment into your marketing budget, I think that's where the real pain point solved sigh of relief comes in. So why don't you tell us a little bit about M19 and how you guys do that for Amazon sellers?
So yeah, just before talking about M19, just about what you have just said, something
Yes.
very important also is, yes, there's a lot of money that is at risk there, but from what I've seen, people that are trying to do it themselves, there are two things: either they do it bad and there is a lot of wasted amount of spend there because it's not well optimized. But
Right.
what is also very common is some people, they try to do it themselves and they don't spend that much time on it. So they
Mhm.
are very restrictive and conservative on their way of doing PPC. And in these cases, there is a lot of missed opportunities. And it's also very common, and it's hard to see because people that cannot understand, as you said, if they sit as a black box and they cannot use all the functionality in the right way and explore in a safe way that is controlled,
Mhm.
they will miss, they might miss a lot of opportunities. And usually people only think about doing PPC, but it's not only spending a lot of money in the wrong way, but also what can be dangerous for a specific account is not missing some opportunities that can get you more sales, more reviews, better ranking, and getting market share compared to competitors that are using all the techniques, including PPC, to grow their account. So this is
Wow,
something
yeah.
people forget to talk about.
That is, I mean, I totally see your point there, because I think part of it, has got to be consistency, right? That's a factor that plays into it. And so if you're too scared to put stuff into the budget because of that high risk, or your your tolerance is low,
Yeah.
then I think that can really interfere, because I mean, if you're not willing to do it consistently, you can kind of consider the little pieces that you throw in there from time to time as wasted. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's the right strategy to put in place, because if you don't have enough time and knowledge to do it, you will just do it from time to time in a
Mm,
very conservative way because you are not confident, which is
mhm,
normal. So you won't put big budget. You cannot explore a high bids or high
right.
prices that you are willing to pay, because you cannot adjust it in a couple of hours or day pretty fast, adjusting if it's working well or not, because you don't have the time to do it.
Mhm,
So I understand why people do it this way, because if they don't have the time and the knowledge, it's normal that they don't want to take
right.
that risk. It's exactly what you said.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally makes sense to me. So let's talk about M19 a little bit, and how
Yeah,
you guys are helping solve that pain point a little bit. What is
yeah.
it that you guys do for sellers? If they are coming to you with this pain point, how do you give them that sigh of relief?
So first thing is M19. We start from we believe that um, to have the best advertising in place for an account, you need to have the right mind, the right people with the right technology. Like it's not because people are claiming AI that can automate everything, you can do crazy things. Uh, I did a lot of machine learning and AI before, and I'm still doing it. I don't believe that we will be able to do that, especially on the Amazon space, on the Amazon advertising space, because we don't have that much data available. So the only data that we have is ASIN search term level per day, or in some cases per hour. It's not very complex and granular data that will allow super advanced AI techniques to kind of replace a human. So first thing in M19, we believe that we cannot replace a human. To have the best PPC, you need to have a strong tool, but with the right person trying to steer it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we are framing it in M19 is, in M19, we do provide uh, a bunch of dashboards so as you can understand your business, understand what's happening in your business, and different other views where you can describe in an easy way the strategy you want to put in place for your advertising. For example, you know better than the machine that this category of product, they should be promoted together compared to the second category. So for example, you will group socks and you will group t-shirts based on their profit margins. They have different profit margins. So
Right.
you might be targeting different ACOS targets. Inside the socks, for example, if we are close to a very special period, I don't know, Father's Day, you know that you need to build ranking for some specific keywords. In M19, we want to make it easy for you to say, okay, I have this subset of keywords that are important for the coming days. I can describe them to you very easy to M19, and M19 will take over to translate that into technical operations, changing the campaigns, doing the
Mm-hmm.
keyword extractions, changing the bill in order to hit the business target that you define at strategy level on M19. So the thing that we are trying to build in our platform is uh, you are able in a super easy way and fast way to describe your strategy. Say, I want to promote this, this, this. here is what the strategy I want to place, here are the goals. I can inject or not some specific keywords if I want to improve rank, if I want to
Mm.
attack a specific competitor, if I want to protect my brand, blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of different ways of doing it, but it's the human that comes with the strategy. The machine is there to do this work each hour of crunching all the past data, seeing what it's working, what it's not, computing the right bids, uh, including the right keywords, and doing this at scale for thousands and thousands of keywords and async all the time, all the time. And machine learning is good in predicting what will be the conversion rate, knowing what happened before. And machines also are powerful because they can work 24 hours a day. So
Right.
they never stop. So they are always monitoring the performance of the account, the performance of the campaign, of the strategies, and adjusting everything every day. So this is M19. It's just a platform where you can spend less time and have the power of a super expert that has a machine that can do crazy work on his behalf with statistical significant actions that are not based on noise or what I think is good or what I think is a good performance, but it's based on a statistical significance, looking at month and months of data from your own account. So this is what we are providing.
That sounds like an amazing tool. I am very excited to continue our partnership between Eva and M19 and to learn more about the tool and how it is helping sellers as we carry on. Tarik, can you tell everyone who is listening how they can get in touch with you and your team if they wanted to get started with M19?
Yeah, so anyone that wants to start to give it a try. By the way, we have a lot of different tools that are free on M19, like all the dashboarding, all the analytics are for free. They are cross accounts. So if you are an agency, you can have all your accounts in one place, have all the information like at account level, hourly, per product, search term level data, everything is accessible for free. We have also some profit analytics views. It's a simple profit analytic, a profit board, also that is free. And also we are providing some keyword trends. So you can do some keyword research, some super basic keyword research for free. So everything is accessible directly from our website. So you can connect there with your Amazon user and you are up and running. You can play with the tool, except the AI automation part. This is, you need to have a paid plan. And to contact me personally, it's tarik@m19.com. And I will be happy to answer any question you have or any request regarding this in M19.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tarik. And thank you guys for joining us today on this episode of Amaze on Stream. We're so happy to have had you join us, Tarik, and we will see you guys next time. Cheers.
Thank you, Melissa.